All right. So the Lego movie was really weird. Yeah, I'm doing this. I know. I wish I could say I watched the fucking Lego movie.
Yeah, so do I.
That's what I wanted to see. But no.
Same here.
The people that I have signed up for this, one of them had was out of town over the next couple days.
You know, excuses.
Yeah. Either way, we're postponing it to next week. So instead, the fucking movie we get to see is Vampire Academy.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna need some water. Hold on. I'm gonna get the ball rolling on this little bad boy. Yes, I have one on standby.
Excellent. Well done, sir. You know, I'm gonna describe this thing the exact same way I did on the way out of the theater.
What's that?
For me, this movie was a coin. There were things about this movie I really was impressed by. And things about this movie I thought were completely and utterly stupid.
I thought most of the movie was pretty utterly stupid.
And there was really no edge. There was no middle ground. I either loved or hated every little bit of this movie.
Okay. Lay it on me. All right. First off, you missed like the first 20 minutes.
I did. I know. I work with the company. I'm not going to get into the joys and tribulations of all that. But yeah, no, as the previews are starting, my phone is exploding with texts from my boss and the other management and whatnot. And so I had to step out and make some calls. And so
I had to sit for the first 20 minutes of this terrible fucking movie.
So I get to come into this thing 20 minutes in with very little understanding.
So I had to try to explain everything.
Yeah, no, you gave me the quick 5-cent tour, and
yeah. So basically, it's the story's surprisingly convoluted, or at least the setup is surprisingly convoluted.
And that's one of the things that actually impressed me about the movie as it went on and whatnot is the setting for this film was remarkably complex.
For better or worse.
Apparently there's a book series this is based off of.
Is that what this is based on?
There is a book series, yeah.
That explains all the stupid fucking unnecessarily complicated name for vampire and evil vampire.
It could be, but yeah, no, anyways. Clearly whoever made the movie wanted to hold on to something from the books or other. I have not read them, so I cannot say, but...
Nor can I.
No, this is a remarkably deep setting for a teenage high school vampire movie.
Now there's a sentence that whenever you think of things you'll end up saying at one point in your life, does not spring to mind.
I'm gonna give it that, you know?
Because what it is the movie starts out, and the part that you missed is they're in a house, there's a main character who, quirky girl, I don't remember her name. It was something Hathaway. Yeah,
Rose Hathaway. Rose Hathaway.
Rose Hathaway, that was it. Who's basically the main fucking character.
She is the focal point, which would make sense in the books as well, because by using a mostly human character, I never quite caught it. She was half vampire?
Yeah, it's they're half vampire.
They were calling her a Dampier, and normally that's a half vampire, but I wasn't sure.
Dampier's the guardians of the royal blood vampires. They're called they're called the Morose or something. They're Morosi or something with an M. I don't know. It might as well have been a Morose based on how everyone looked in this fucking movie. But
there were a lot of sad British people.
I would be too if I was in the Vampire Academy.
I really thought you were gonna say you would be too if you were British. I was gonna be whoa.
I'm just saying, they lost the war for a reason.
Yeah, but they have the best, no, not the best accent, but they've got a really good one. It's great because a British accent, it's the accent of history. And yet, all Roman documentaries, they have British accents.
Anyway, so they start off in Oregon. Turns out they run away from the Vampire Academy. They don't call it the Vampire Academy, by the way. They call it Vladimir Academy or something like that.
Yeah, it's the Vlad U or something.
It's basically not Hogwarts. It's basically what it is. Yeah. So, and then the turns run away for a year, and they have a psychic bond because they were in a car crash together. And then she did some stuff that's explained at the very, very end of the movie. That's the princess blonde hair woman who's the last. It's surprisingly complicated. The woman that Hathaway is protecting is the last of a royal bloodline called the something with a D. Dragomir, that was it.
Which makes sense actually. All right, so fun little lesson here. Dragomir I want to say it's Latin, or it's either Latin or another one of those really old European languages. I'm good, thank you. So Dragomir is the word for dragon. It is also actually historically the surname for Vlad the Impaler, attributed as the individual who would later become known in Gothic fiction as Dracula. He's the guy who actually existed.
Wow, so someone actually put thought into this?
See, like, the setting, the world building here is remarkably deep. Now, if half that depth could have touched the characters...
That would have been nice. Like, and instead we have, like, every ethnicity in the world in this thing. Like, there's...
Except Asians.
Except Asians.
We had one Asian guy.
And he get, like, punched in the face.
Not to mention he was cast in a horribly stereotypical... Alright, so the one real Asian guy in the whole movie that I recall seeing, he's working one of those massage kiosks in a mall. That is terrible!
And sad part is I was the one that kind of pointed it out.
Yeah, you noticed, like, you pointed out, I'm like, holy cow, that is the only Asian guy.
Because, like, I sat this whole fucking thing, like, counting the minutes. Like, 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4.
Sorry, you start counting, it's a vampire movie, we're going to Sesame Street.
1 minute, 2 minutes, 1 Russian, 2 Russian, Like, that's...
By the end, he's like, 94 minutes.
funnier line the entire fucking comedy in this stupid movie.
Yeah. So,
okay,
they really hit the teenage, horrible high school drama, well, nowhere near the nose.
Yeah,
they hit the televised and put into teen drama books and television series on ABC Family or the CW.
Channel,
yeah. Yeah, any of these shows. They hit that teen drama on the nose. I don't know about you, but high school was nothing like that for me.
I didn't go to high school, so...
Wow. And yet you made it to college.
Gee, thanks.
Prodigy.
Thanks, jackass.
And now the truth. Michael is 17. That's the real reason for your lack of a beard. No, I'm kidding. No.
Oh, you make me sad my beard's gone. I had a glorious beard not too long ago, if you recall, and then I had to shave it off.
The only beard I recall you having was from the demonstration last semester, where you came in and were wearing a Viking beard, and that was awesome. I'm pretty sure it wasn't real.
That's what you think. Anyway, I had a little stubble. It was nice.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, back to the point of what we were talking about. No, I'm not 17.
No, he's not.
Let's smash that rumor before it begins. God knows I'm worth. Anyway, that's a whole nother topic. So... they're at Oregon, and they get caught by Russian mentor Dwaymish guy, whatever. What the hell are the Guardians called again?
Well, he's a Dampier or something.
Dampier, that was it.
He's a Dampier. He's got a weird tattoo on the back of his neck. Did they explain that thing?
Yeah, it's like there's a marks around it that says how many of the evil, bad vampires they kill, but they're called like the Squamish or something like that.
Okay, there we go. That explains the redness at the end of it, that he had a new one. Okay.
Yeah, and there's 3 classes of vampire. There's the royalty, which is like the Mormish. I keep changing the name. And we got the Guardians, which is the Dampier, and then we have the really, really bad vampires, which are the only ones who can't stand in daylight and just want to eat everything, which are called the Sicarius. I don't know. Yes. I feel like I just pull up like just horoscope symbols. So it'd be just as convenient, really. So they get captured and they get put in Vampire U, and then it basically becomes Harry Potter: The Chamber of Secrets.
Yeah, there's all sorts of weird threats going on. Yeah. Writing in blood on the walls and
high school antics and stupid bullshit that pops up everywhere. A grandiose conspiracy theory, all, the works of this kind of just retarded.
Exactly.
Plot. Like I said, I kind of agree that the setting was actually, complex. I don't know if it's a good complex. It just seemed kind of needlessly slow to me, but at least there was some thought put into it.
The author who wrote these books, and again, I don't know who wrote them and whatnot, and people can comment, afterwards about the books.
If you care.
If they like them, if they hate them, if they've read them, whatever. I feel like there was some decent work put into the world building here. And I can respect that.
But however,
I don't know if it's the books or the screenwriter or the director or the, cast or whatever, but somewhere along the way, characterization has failed.
Yeah, I would agree. The main character of this movie is so fucking annoying. Because she's trying to be quirky, which is like the popular thing right now in movies, but she's not quirky.
So, weird question. I'm really, really bad at connecting actors and actresses with the other titles they've worked on. Was this the girl from Juno?
This was not Ellen Page.
Okay, I didn't think so. But man, it seemed like she was trying to play the same character.
No, she was. She was trying to play the same fucking character.
It's Juno at a vampire school.
Pretty much. It was like trying to be Ellen Page without all the charm of Ellen Page. It's basically like charm and likability of Ellen Page. Like, she could pull that shit off. This actress cannot. So, although God knows she tries. And it's a valiant effort, to be fair.
And she is a better actress in this role than most of the other characters.
Point. Like, the other British, like, princess chick is also incredibly annoying.
Exactly. I mean, if the,
And then, like, they have the not Edward Cullen character, who's, like, the love interest. And all they have these absurd backstories and these absurd characterizations. It's just absurd is a word I'm going to throw around a lot.
They could not make up their mind about his power. It was amazing.
They couldn't make up mind most powers. Like, on top of everything else, all the pure blood vampires have magic abilities. Like, they have to choose an element.
They're all related to an element, basically making me think that the movie totally sets up for a sequel.
Oh, yeah.
I'm really hoping at some point along the line here, we'll get 5 vampires with all of the elements, and they will call Captain Planet. But
I'd fucking pay to see that. That'd be the best twist of all time.
Enter Don Cheadle.
No, get Kevin Hart. That'd be a Captain Planet I'd like to see.
You've seen was it Funny or Die or whatever?
Okay, now I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. Suddenly everything's a tree. There's more wooden stakes than we know what to do with.
No, you're looking with silver stakes. That's the caveat.
Oh, yeah, now it's silver stakes, which...
Fuck it, why not?
All right.
So,
after the way that we learned that apparently a 6-armed creature's crucifix is what kills the evil demons in I, Frankenstein. Yeah, we can buy a silver stake.
Fuck
sure.
it, why not? At this point, I'll buy fucking anything. Okay, so it's just almost like, you know what this kind of movie is? It's kind of like playing that game when you're a little kid where, like, the boys play with the girls and the boys want to throw the action elements in there, but the girls want to keep all the froofy stuff in there, too.
It does kind of have that feel.
So it's like, for example, and this happens about 2/3 of the way through the movie, is that the princess chick starts kind of losing it because she's not popular enough, so she starts, like, trying to and, like, all kinds of evil, vicious rumors are going around. So she has, like, a Jedi mind trick power on top of everything else, on top of, like, her ability to bring back the near dead and all that shit. So she starts what they call it, coercing everybody. Or
that's compelling. Or
compelling, that's what they called it. And everyone to, like her, basically, until, like, it's like, hey, I can see everything you're doing. That's not a good thing. And then, of course, she eventually freaks out, and then they have that weird part where this woman, the woman has the most fragile legs on the history of planet Earth. Because she, like, makes a small hole in the ground, and she steps in it, and, like, the fucking bone breaks through her ankle.
Yeah.
And that
shatters her ankle. I guess if you hit it just the right angle, and you had some weak bones to begin with, great. But if you're supposed to be the guardian to a royal family of vampires, weak bone structure is a bad thing to have.
So they wake up in a hospital, and, like, the guy who's sick and about to die, who turns out to be, spoiler, the villain.
Yeah.
Which I'm surprised I didn't see that coming. I should have. Everything in me should have seen that coming, but I just didn't care enough, I don't think, to really try to spend some time to figure it out. Mm-hmm. But either way, she goes, just like the headmistress says the smart thing, which is like, hey, we should get you to a bunker, because clearly some weird shit's going on, and we need to figure it out. But then he goes, oh, but you have to come to the dance tomorrow, which, like, just now bringing this shit up, by the way.
No, they referenced the dance a few times.
Was it a few times? I guess I just
it wasn't a big deal, but they talk. The girls were talking about how oh, I just hope that he'll ask me out to this.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There was some of the stupid shit. But that's like, then there's like we can't worry about that. We have to go shopping. Literally is like what they pretty much say. So the next thing is when the Asian guy in the mall comes in.
They go shopping. As they're walking through the mall, people are approaching. Main character Rose is thinking that hey, everyone's trying to attack, and so she's very protective. Asian guy, only Asian character with a speaking part in the movie, comes up behind the royal vampire princess, whatever, who Rose is guarding, and is like, "Ooh, someone looks tense." And Rose basically lays him out and puts him in an arm lock or something.
Something like that, yeah.
And then realizes what's going on and apologizes and all. It's
poor Asian man.
What a terrible thing. Like, that's not even an old school stereotype. This is new world racism in movies. This is a problem.
Oh, the year is young, and God knows how many horrible topics we've already covered. Now we're going to racism again.
Like, I'm a horrible person, and I won't deny that. I make some terrible jokes about how the Disney princess will be beautiful forever. Like, I make some bad comments, but there are lines. Yeah. This is one of them.
So, women being frozen forever is okay, but,
It's a Disney movie. Nothing is sacred.
Point. I'm not saying I've had my fair share of making fun of Disney. Like, I think my favorite quotes from one reviewer is about Little Mermaid, where she goes, "I sold my voice for a vagina and a man I don't know." Yeah, basically something.
Yeah, see, nothing is sacred with Disney, so yeah, no. I mean, like, all right, so this was a problem.
And then of course, like, hey, we need to talk about this major shit that's going on that's potentially life-threatening. He goes, "Oh, we can't worry about that. We need to find your dress." So it's like, does anyone have any concept of how much weird shit is going on? At least Harry Potter found a balance.
It's kind of funny. The old man being the bad guy kind of surprised me.
A little bit to me.
I had not connected that at first entirely, it wasn't a shock, but it was kind of a surprise. After, towards the very end, and another big spoiler, that his granddaughter turns into one of these super evil vampires and tries to kill Rose and everything, like, that did not surprise me at all. I think I watched all of 3 minutes of screen time of her being there, and before I'm like, they're gonna make her evil.
I just didn't care enough. Like, I wasn't surprised, but I was like, yeah, okay. I just kind of went along with it. Because, I didn't really, she's plays the quirky, nerdy character who says, nobody likes me. It's like, dude, fucking look at her. There'll be somebody. Yeah.
But she's the unpopular, shy, mousy character who's close friends with the badass rebel and the princess who's among the popular.
Even though,
this is a social dynamic that never happens.
And not to mention that she's still gifted.
Yes, she is definitely still attractive. They tried to get her the most unattractive glasses possible, but with today's hipster scene, they still work.
I know. I was like, dude, she's attractive. I don't know what the fuck everyone's wrong with her mouth.
Clearly, she just needs to start telling them about the, please, she's drank blood you probably haven't heard of.
Not to mention, maybe it's because she wasn't pale. Maybe it was more racism. I don't know.
Okay. Oh, we don't want to go there.
At least it would punch me if she heard me make that joke.
Yes, she would, and I would not stop her.
I'm just saying, it's the only different factor to consider here.
Man, I would punch you, but then you would die.
Okay, I'm a horrible person too, I'll admit.
Yeah, no, so
really sorry to everyone watching this. I think scientifically, if there's something that doesn't make sense, I look at what's the difference. But aside from the glass, maybe it's the glasses. That was it. That was probably the glasses.
She was also short.
Oh, maybe that was it.
Oh, yeah, we know that movies like to make it so the short person's unpopular.
Is that really? Was that cliche?
Oh, yeah. Check it out sometime. The popular male role, it's especially common among men, but also with some females. If you're supposed to be powerful, popular, really attractive, they make a point that you are never the shortest person on screen.
I have to like rethink my whole life now.
Yeah, no, and it's weird when you get into it, you know. The whole classic thing of tall, dark, and handsome, or, you know, tall, pale, and thin for female roles. Like, it's disturbing how often you'll see the stereotypes.
Huh.
Okay, it's surprising. Vampire Academy is educational.
And the only way it's going to be educational.
Anyway.
By the way, do they refer to side dogs at some point in the movie? Because I forgot about that. Or is that something that was randomly pulled out of their ass at the very end of the movie?
No, they didn't pull it out at the very end. You had the moment where they're in the courtyard, and Natalie comes out of the shadows and nearly gets punched in the face.
Oh, yeah.
Where you get the nose job line that was in the previews.
Oh, yeah.
About how you don't want a nose job in Montana.
Wah.
Yeah.
Quite a few of those, too.
Exactly. No. But then you hear the howl and everything. She talks about something was following her, and Rose comments that it's a Psyhound, and Blanchett goes, "Oh, you think everything's a Psyhound?"
Now, exposition, foreshadowing. Now it makes sense.
See, you know, there are parts of this movie that have some depth, some meat, and there are other parts of this movie that I'm left going, why?
Well, I think I've kind of learned this trick when I know I'm watching a really terrible film. Well, I'll just kind of tune out, and I'll start thinking like, what am I gonna pick up for food on the way home? It's like I could do Mickey D's, but I had that for lunch. So it's. I'm just saying that you gotta find like your happy place. When like you're sitting through Grown Up Stew or Smurf Stew, you have to find a happy place.
Oh, just wait. It's going to get better for you. It's going to get better.
I'm really creeped out by the way you're saying that.
Oh, I know what you're currently watching. Upcoming reviews. Stay tuned.
I don't know what you're talking about, and I'm really scared.
What are you watching when you get home tonight?
I don't follow.
Worse than Grown Ups 2.
Oh, fuck you.
Worse than Cars 2.
Fuck you.
Worse than Anchorman 3. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Now turn it so the class can see.
You're an asshole.
So, with that being said, this movie has some good parts and some bad parts.
Yeah, like some parts I kind of laughed at. Like exactly. The love charm made me like I almost kind of crapped. I almost cracked up. I couldn't tell if it was a facepalm moment or laugh my ass off moment. Because what happens is towards the end of the movie, where like the conspiracy starts to hit a peak, turns out like our main character, fucking Rosie, Hathaway. I just keep Anne Hathaway. That's my only reason I remember her name.
Well, it's because so it's explained that these guardians, every one of these royal ones have had a guardian. It was great because Vlad, Dracula's, his guardian was named Anna. So we have Anna and Hathaway. If someone's not crushing, like, really?
At that point, there's gonna have another woman named Scarlett, and no one's gonna. The last one gonna be Johansson.
Exactly.
We're gonna make that connection, or at least that's what I would do. I don't know, because I don't know about you, but her gives me hope for my future. There's hope for me yet. Anyway, oh God. To all the women watching this, I have redeemable qualities, I swear to God. Anyway, so yeah. Princess chick gets kidnapped, and the other woman sees this through like her psychic connection. He goes, yes. Oh my goodness, we have to go save her, so I'm gonna get my Russian buddy that I kind of have a crush on, who's also my mentor. And then they get in there, and previously she was gifted a necklace that was like $12,000 from the evil bad guy, who we didn't know was evil bad guy at the time. We didn't know was the
bad guy, yeah. And then suddenly...
And then all of a sudden it turns into a porno.
Yes, it's a love charm, and they're all over each other. They can't talk about the fact that the princess was kidnapped.
Which we don't know at the time, so both of us are kind of like, don't you have other things? Next thing you know, they're ripping each other's clothes off, and they just keep going at it like monkeys. And I'm just kind of like, don't you have other things you could be working off on?
So then Dmitri, or whatever the Russian guy, teacher's name
is... That's why I was calling him Jean-Claude Van Damme, because that's pretty much what he sounded like.
Looks at the necklace and, like, he has this look of recognition. He pulls the necklace off and explains that it was a love charm and everything. And all of us in the eyes like, ow! Now, I have an idea about this.
Uh-oh.
Just to be perfectly honest, they were tearing each other's clothes off. I'm not entirely convinced he knew it was a love charm beforehand. I'm convinced he's just pulling things off her body. It got down to undergarments and the necklace. If he hadn't gone for the necklace, the rating of this movie would have changed immediately.
And I would have enjoyed at least something from the movie.
You're a terrible person.
I gotta find my joy somewhere, Wes. Keep in mind what I see on a weekly basis. I know.
We all make choices. This goes on YouTube. Or wherever.
Surprisingly, this is hardly the first time I made these kind of comments. No one's called me on it yet.
Well, I'm starting to.
Fair enough. Chris went along with it. Anyway. Yeah, I know.
Anyways.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, no.
I'm just saying.
All right.
I'm going to go in my sad corner now. And cry myself to sleep.
So, in the end, I think there are 4 types of people who should see this movie.
What is that?
Or who will see this movie. Not necessarily should, but who will see this movie. Your first one are fans of the books.
Yeah.
Honestly, even if this is a horrible, horrible version of the books, anytime a book I like gets made into a movie, I go see it, if for no other reason than I want to support movies about my favorite books being made.
You know, I gotta stop you there for a second because I just realized why you call me a horrible person beside the obvious pig factor.
Okay.
Is the fact that I do not promote underage sex.
There we go. Okay, there we go.
I forgot that little fact.
See, she wasn't 18.
I forgot that.
This would have been a problem.
I just realized, like, oh my god. Now it makes complete sense.
Yeah.
I, like an idiot, forgot that little tidbit. So let's clear the air and please don't leave angry comments if you made it to that point and you go rubble, 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 and then start tapping. I do not promote that. I never have. I never will.
Good.
Okay.
Way to catch yourself. All right.
I was like, wait, why am I a whole person? Just because I thought, oh, sweet Lord. And just on a side note, in that same scene, that fucking woman ruined the phrase "sweet sassy molassie" for me.
I'd never heard the phrase
because I actually frequently used to use that phrase growing up.
All right.
And I still use it every once in a while, just for kicks.
Nice.
Now I fucking can't. Because, oh god, I am such a terrible person. I just...
So anyways, I'm going to go on about these 4 types of people while you handle this.
Recover from this.
All right, you handle this. I'm going to explain. All right, so 4 kinds of people. You're first of the people who've read the book because anytime a book is made about a book you love, a movie is made about a book you love, see it. Support that thing happening. 2, junior high guys who want to impress a girl. If she's a fan of the books, this is a great date idea. Why you're dating in junior high is an issue for another set of videos, not movie reviews. 3rd, high school guys already dating a girl who want to see this movie. Yeah. Go, win brownie points. Ta-da.
I am such a horrible person. I'm sorry. I'm still thinking about that. I'm the biggest dick on the planet. I think I've just learned tonight. Granted, it's dawned on me before, but then the other voices go, shh, no, it's okay. It's like, well, I have douche's tendencies. No, you're perfect. You're the best human being ever born on planet Earth. I don't know why you're still single. It makes no sense to me. Now I look at it and go, yeah, I guess I'm not surprised.
It's all right. We're gonna get you help.
Anyway.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there we go.
So there's your 4 categories.
Yes. So yeah, those are the big 3. The 4th is I guess it would be if you're in any of those categories or early into college or whatever. and you really wanted to take that girl out, and you bought movie tickets hoping she'd say yes, and she said no. And so now you've got a ticket to go already. And so you're going to stop and buy yourself a pint of Chunky Monkey or whatever ice cream flavor you decide you're going to go with. And you're just going to go see this movie anyways because you have the ticket. And those are my 4 categories of people who will see this movie.
That one was way too specific to be improvised.
I'm not going to say which ones, but we're just going to say there were some films when I was in high school, and there was some Chunky Monkey.
I think the last movie I saw when I got rejected was I went to go see Her for the first time, and that was not my best movie choice.
You pick well.
Yeah, it was a very good movie, but it was
not a great choice for the time.
No, it was like, I was watching, it was like, wow, this is really fucking relevant to my life right now.
Let's see. I'll give away one. So this Step Up is the hip-hop movie.
Oh my god.
The very first one of those.
You saw Step Up.
I went and saw Step Up in theaters because I thought that having tickets to see it was going to score me points in scoring a date with a girl who was really into hip-hop and all of that. And it didn't work. I do not have mad hip-hop skills. Shock and dismay for those viewing at home, I know. What's weirder still is that I really enjoyed it. Like, I've actually snuck off and gone with no friends or anything, and seen every Step Up film since.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I think the only time I ever did something like that was when a friend dragged me to go see House Bunny when that movie came out.
I still haven't seen that one.
He brought a couple female friends with him, and I thought maybe, hey, you know, granted I was like little kids, I didn't know what hooking up really meant at the time, but I was like, even then I was like, wow, this is terrible. And I think that's when Michael the Comic Nerd was born.
I'm gonna note House Bunny as when Michael the Comic Nerd was born. This is going to be a great piece of trivia for later on.
Indeed it shall be.
Dear God, if you become a manager at the station, I'm making that the answer in your scavenger hunt.
That's actually a fucking brilliant idea. I'm not even gonna bother explaining that for those at home watching, just confused what the hell we're talking about. You're just
inside joke. You're either involved in the station or you're not.
And so, yeah. You know. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, so
we're a secret brotherhood that meets weekly at. It's open to sign up for 3 units. Anyways.
You know, I wish I could do that for this because that'd make getting people to see shitty movies so much easier.
It's easy, man. Get your master's in film and then teach alternative cinema.
There you go. For the next movie, House Bunny. Anyway.
No, there's some great stuff to be done with alternative cinema. I've also heard of professors who do not take teaching that class seriously.
Anyway,
yes.
Let's get back on track. So I think obviously we're done talking about the movie.
Yeah.
So let's move on to trailers. The last one we got was one we both seen before, so it's not a big deal. So the first one we got was for Haunted House 2. Because this movie really needed a sequel. Because so many people saw the first fucking Haunted House movie.
Did you see the first one?
I did not.
I haven't either.
We had a choice between that and Scary Movie 5. We picked the worst of the two.
Okay. I mean, honestly, this one looks like it's got some cheap laughs.
But it's also made by the same people who brought you fucking Scary Movie, so.
Yeah. And that's not necessarily forgivable, but, you know.
Yeah.
After what we've already seen this year.
I don't know, man. That's when we said we went to see Scary Movie 5. It's like, well, it can't be worse than movie 43. And it wasn't, but it was close.
All right. Yeah, no, I mean, I could take it or leave it. Partially because I skipped 99% of the horror genre anyways. So most of the references they're going to make, I'm going to be like, eh.
Well, it could be like Scary Movie 5 and they're like ripping off a movie that everyone's already forgotten about.
True.
Like, Scary Movie 5 made fun of Mama, a movie that everyone had already forgotten about by the time this movie came out.
Yes. But anyways, all right, so next preview.
Divergent, which we've gotten before.
We have before.
Like, Sarah got really angry when we saw this trailer the first time.
Really?
I still don't get why.
I can honestly say that I will see it.
It looks okay. It looks like it wants to be the new Hunger Games, but
that's kind of what it looks like to me as well. I'll probably do some research on this one beforehand to find out if it's based off a book.
It is based off a book, yeah. Because it says
I
based
might
on the world.
even read the book first to see how well I want to see the movie, because I've enjoyed the Hunger Games movies.
Yeah, the second one's pretty good.
Yeah, no, decently made movies. I hate those books. I've read the whole trilogy. I could sit here for half an hour and tell you why I hate those books. I won't, but I could.
While we're on the topic of the Hunger Games, we should make a note of probably the pay respects to Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So,
loss of a great actor.
I know we're a bit late on the ball on this one, but we probably should address it a little bit, since he was, in the last Hunger Games movie. Yeah. And I guess they're trying to figure out how to get the finished movie now that he passed away. But
he is kind of a major character in the third book.
Yeah. So, moment of silence. Okay. Now, anyway, Divergent, looks average.
Exactly. So I'm gonna look into it. I might read the book. I might not. All depends on the case, class load this semester and everything. But really, I think it's got potential. We'll see.
Yeah. And the last one we got was one you had to start making calls for. We've seen it anyway. Was Welcome to Yesterday, which was the found footage time travel movie.
Oh yes. Okay. That makes sense to be paired with this movie and all.
Yeah, it's missing Christopher Lloyd. If it had Christopher Lloyd, I would see this in a heartbeat. But
I would too. Who am I kidding?
Because a found footage movie with Christopher Lloyd that's about time travel. That's the best fucking thing ever. With Michael Bay. That's gonna be the most hysterical drama in the history of cinema.
Someday a time travel movie will be made that will star Christopher Lloyd, David Tennant, Will Smith, and Christopher Walken.
Oh my god.
And I will own that movie.
I would crash my car to make it to the midnight screening of that movie.
That's... I don't care how horrible it is. I'm gonna see that movie.
Pretty much. It's just get all the weird talking people in one movie. Get Christopher Walken and get Christopher Lloyd. Trying with Christopher.
Indeed.
Get Morgan Freeman in there too. Why not?
Sure, of course.
He'll narrate the whole thing. Yes. Anyway, I think it's about all we got to say. So, final thoughts?
Not as terrible as I expected it to be. Honestly, I can definitely say of the 3 reviews we've done this year, this one takes a firm second place.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the special effects and whatnot in I, Frankenstein more so than the depth of story in this. Nothing will ever forgive Hercules. Nothing.
I don't know. Vampire Academy could have used a 50-foot long electric penis sword.
You're not allowed to say that anymore, okay? Not after what you've said about this movie.
I didn't. I forgot. I forgot that pertinent little detail that makes me the biggest dick.
You're really gonna go the defensive. I forgot she wasn't 18.
What do you want from me, man? I don't know what else to say. I forgot. She looks well past 18.
And she definitely is. Yeah, I would not have cast her to be a high schooler.
Granted, that's just the defense I could use in court.
No, it's... Oh, God.
I know. I forgot. Okay, I'm sorry. Don't sue me. Don't leave angry comments.
You can't stop angry comments.
Well, don't make more angry comments. After you've heard my sincere apology about what a horrible dick I am.
I think every review you do for the next month, you're just gonna open with an apology. Only people who saw this video will understand, because you don't have to explain it, everyone. That would just make you worse.
I'm sorry.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So, about Captain Phillips 2 Eclectic Boogaloo. Movies that will never exist, we hope.
Watch, just gave all executives watch movies going, brilliant! Oh, Tom Hanks.
If we're the inspiration for Hollywood, God help us.
Watch, we're gonna get that Christopher Walken, Christopher Lloyd, Morgan Freeman movie.
Hey, that's gold.
All right, I think we're gonna stop there. So on that note, so sorry. See you guys with Monuments Men. I think it's what we got next on the list, and then Lego Movie whenever we get around to that.
I'm really hoping that's a good one.
What, Monuments Men?
Yeah. With a cast like it has, I don't see how it can be bad.
Based on Rotten Tomato, apparently you find a way.
Really?
It's like a 23. Right. So.
Well, hey, we remember Hercules was great.
Well, that was,
nothing will forgive them.
And nothing will forgive me, apparently. Goodbye.